So that's, we're going to put up this PowerPoint because I'm going to teach a lot of lawyers here or any vendors how to just make a lot more money with automations and have fun being a practicing lawyer. Let's see, where are we? What, back. So could you all see anything? Is there anything on the screen or is it just me? I don't want it to just be me. There we go. So here. There it is. Look at that. I did this PowerPoint myself. I did not use AI to do it, but I did for some of the slides. But I wanted to show everybody how these two goofballs, that's my twin brother. So a lot of people think like, how am I everywhere at once? Bob, you're all over the place. Well, I have a cheat code. It was on our DNA. I have a twin brother that operates our law firm, and he does it in his underwear from his closet. But how did these two goofballs from Pittsburgh, that's me when I was 12. I used to love Pop-Tart sandwiches. My sister still posts this and trolls me, but I think it's hilarious. But that's what I look like without a beard. It'd be weird. But then how did I turn it into this? And people would be shocked about most of all of my business is referrals from other lawyers. I don't do direct-to-consumer marketing. I get almost all my cases from social media, from personal relationships, from brand building. And I think that's the most critical thing that we should be doing right now, because let's face it, we're in Arizona. We know what an ABS is. If you haven't heard it, you need to look it up. There's a lot of private equity coming into this space. There's a lot of venture capital coming into this space. The marketing opportunity for lawyers is going to be gobbled up by people that have way too much money that we will not be able to compete. So how can we compete as lawyers, as law firms? I think the most critical thing that we all should be doing and be cognizant about is you as a lawyer, you are a brand. These marketing law firms, they're going to want to work with somebody that they like, that is accessible, that is a really good fucking lawyer. And you should be able to tell people you're a really good lawyer with honesty and be within your niche, something you love to do, and build off of that. So I think it's paramount, and I'll talk to you a lot about what I do with my brand. I mean, people know a lot, see me on social media, know my brand so well that my buddy from Austin, who I never met before, where we talk on DM, handed me a bottle of whiskey from Austin before I came up here. And bet your ass I took a pull off of it. It was still Austin, which is a great brand. It's the first time I had it. Fantastic. So thank you. They're Spear investigators, and I learned a lot about their company. But it was through that networking opportunity, because I like whiskey, so I said, fuck it, I'm going to do a show about drinking whiskey with my friends. And that took off. But why I do a lot of those things is I like to learn from other people in the industry, and what better way to do it but over bourbon and videotape it so you can repurpose it and put it everywhere. So something I like to talk a lot about, and I speak to a lot of law schools, is I want people to realize they don't have to wear these golden handcuffs. We help a lot of people start their own law firms, how to automate a lot of things. It's a lot easier now to start your firm than it was when I did 15 years ago. It's a lot less expensive. There's hardly any overhead. With some simple, smart things that I'll show you, you can compete. But break those golden handcuffs. People try to wave like a nice salary in front of you with some fringe benefits. Oh God, you get to use the Lakers suite every once in a while. My goodness, but you're working for somebody else, right? If you do it this way, if you're your own brand, you as a lawyer can get a percentage of every case you're working on, or that you're referring to another lawyer to work on, that you are co-counseling on. Be in the mindset that every opportunity that you have can be monetized if you have a law license. Or in Arizona, if you're an ABS, you can pretty much give a referral fee to anybody, but that's a thought process. So use your McLovin license here to get some loving on case opportunities and do this. So let's get into some tactical stuff. I'm a big believer in what I say, pursuing your passion. I know an immigration lawyer, and she's the kind of lawyer that is literally on the border helping people. It's a thankless job. She doesn't get paid well, if at all, for the work that she does, but that's what she's passionate about. That's how she helps. But how does she make money as a lawyer? She generates so many leads through her immigration clients that she monetizes them through referrals. 2 or 3 years ago, when I first explained to her that she can make referral fees, she had no idea. This year, she will make over $1 million just on referral fees by building a network to monetize this community that she already has. But she's pursuing her passion. She's doing what I call the God's work, is helping individuals with real legal problems at the border that have no money. So as you go through this process, and I tell people when they start their own firm or who they want to be, is write down the lawyer that you want to be, the things that you love to do, and that is your goal, that is your mission statement. If you're doing things every day and it is not aligned with those two things, outsource that shit. Get somebody else to do it. Because there's somebody else is just as passionate about motion writing. Somebody else is just as passionate about operations at your law firm. They can do all those things for you. Think of yourself as the general counsel for every call that you get in, the consigliere. I don't know, people don't remember The Godfather anymore, but that's Bobby Duvall. He was the attorney for the crime family. But he was their general counsel. He wasn't a specialist. He didn't know banking, but he knew the best banking lawyer. He didn't know tax, knew the best tax lawyers, the best evasion lawyers. He knew a few hitmen as well. But I like to think of it this way, is that you should be able to find your client, their Messi or their Taylor Swift attorney, the best of the best at what they do. I don't do employment. I don't do wage and hour. I don't do criminal. I don't do bankruptcy, but I know the best lawyers that do. And my mission is if somebody calls my office, I'm going to find them the best lawyer for them. And you've earned the right as a lawyer, and you're building your brand, your goodwill. You've earned the right to take a referral fee for that as well. Don't be hesitant to ask. Both sides of people will appreciate it because they'll get a referral without having to do a marketing cost. So that's the goal. So I like to call this chasing waterfalls. We automate a lot of waterfalls, which I'll talk about how we do it. Because my goal in life is to practice in the Maldives, 10 months out of the year, and have everything else all automated. I'm very close to my AI bot doing conference talks for me, so I don't have to show up. We're very close. Some people are testing my chat bot today. But I think the first thing you need to do, and this goes to all the marketing stuff, is you need to get your house in order. Because if you're going down this road of being your own brand, of having your own law firm, you have to have somewhere where all your documents live, where all of your clients live, where all of your data is. Pick any one of these. A lot of these are good for other reasons. I'm on one, I'm on some, but the idea is that these will integrate with a lot of stuff that you like to do and love, but you have to start with a basis. Every single corporation, every single company has a CRM. You should as well. This is where all your stuff lives, and there's a lot of automations and artificial intelligence that's being baked into these. Like I'll show you the one with Clio. We refer into AttorneyShare, so there's a matter stage on Litify, on Salesforce that's now Clio, it's on LeadDoc and FileVine, where you could take any call. This is actually from my database at Clio, and I can refer a case into AttorneyShare to find another lawyer to monetize that fee. Because this case that came in, this is not a case that I do out of my jurisdiction. So here's some lawyers. I know Jen's here, but I get a case in Georgia. What I do now, I push it automatically to Jen through my CRM. Just not even pushing a button. It knows, Georgia case, I have it flagged. She gets right of first refusal. If she says no, it goes to Brett, Ali. I can round robin it. If it's a big product case in Georgia, I'll send it to Brett. But this is what I'm talking about, expanding your network. Think national. You're a lawyer. You can monetize your fees nationally, except for I think New Jersey, which has some really weird, archaic laws, but be that as it may. But this is like what we try to create at AttorneyShare is have a marketplace for lawyers to go in and be able to agree to work on a case. You have these lead generation companies that are making you pay per lead. It could be garbage. You could lose a lot of money doing those things. And let's be honest, it's hard to compete with this spend. I know lawyers that pay $1 million a month to some of these lead generation companies. And that's how they build their entire practice. But guess what? That's really expensive. You need a big operation. And I'm here to talk to you about easy ways to do it that's low cost. This is either free or if you get a case off the public marketplace, if you sign it, it's like $300 and that's it, if you agree to work on the case. Again, the idea is that we should be really good lawyers about what we do. And if the client finds the really good lawyer that doesn't have to pay a lot to acquire that case, they have more flexibility to earn in their practice. So this is from mine that happened yesterday. You could see somebody sent me a proposal for a case on a third. I said I'd gladly take that case for a third of the fee. And then I just added my case manager, Eric Heath, who then picks the case up from there, qualifies it, sees if we're going to work on it, sign it, and it's like that. So this is a very easy way that I have a platform where people are just sending me the referrals and vice versa. So this is what I call marketing. So when you're doing firm structure, everybody sees these law firms that are like named after like a street or a directional place. It's actually smart because you're building a brand. Don't name your firm something really dumb like Dumbass and McPhail, right? Bear Dumbass and Kent McPhail. These are actually real people. There's one that's in Northern California, defense firm, that's called Lyon and Cheatham. Seriously, that's called Lyon and Cheatham. They had to put those people together. But when you pick a name, pick something that's easy to remember. My first job was at a firm called Letter, Nojima, Tagliaferro, Lopresti. It's a lot of words, like a lot of guys just wanted their name on a firm. The email address was at lntlb.com. You know how many fucking times I had to spell it to somebody phonetically? I go to the clerk, L is in Larry, N is, come on. Mine's just now Justice Team. That's pretty easy to remember, right? Pick something that somebody's gonna be able to make that contact, remember immediately who you are, what you do, and how easy they can find you. Don't do LNTLB. That probably lost me so much money. But when I started my firm, we had to bring in phone lines. We had to bring in like hard office structures. Now you can run an entire virtual office from your smartphone, from anywhere. A lot less expensive to do things now. But one of the biggest things as you build your referral networks, as you build yourself as a lawyer to be better, is you have to have a community. You have to have mentorship. A lot of people are in masterminds and all these things. It's a very good idea to be in the same room with other people that are like-minded, that have other similar goals, but have different ways of achieving them. I was at a lunch with Jen Gore and some people from Eve, and just having a 45-minute conversation with folks, I learned some brand new shit that was awesome, that I'm gonna try to implement as soon as I get back to my office. But put yourself in the room, don't be shy about it. But find yourself to get into mentorship. It doesn't matter if you're like Deidre Hayes, who's in Indiana. I said, you gotta go talk to Alex Lamontes. He knows how to litigate and try cases. She wants to start a PI brand. This is who you need to talk to. There's a lot of lawyers out there that will help you. A lot of lawyers or people that are on Instagram, if you slide into their DMs, what's the worst thing that can happen? They don't get back to you. Best thing that could happen, they get back to you and help you for free. A lot of people are selfless and they want to engage and want to help. Unless they're assholes, and then fuck them, right? If they don't want to do it. So another platform we have called Justice HQ, which is a membership base where the best lawyers across the country can have a membership. They can have access to everybody else in the community. There's practical how-tos, there's workshops, everything's on demand so they can learn all of these things on a massive way, and everybody gets to, up to speed with the best business operations. There's a whole channel just for trial chat, so people can understand what judge is engaged, who's engaged, where are trials happening, can I watch, can I learn? I just screenshotted today, and they're probably gonna yell at me for posting this, but I like the Community Wins channel because people share all of their big wins and how people succeed. Big employment lawyer hit an $11 million verdict. You could see all the replies, people chiming in to help. And this is every single day, from a small settlement to somebody helping somebody selflessly. This is my favorite channel to subscribe to because it's so nice when people share their wins and then people learn how they did this. When I started 15 years ago, it was just a listserv. And the listservs were pretty archaic. They're still archaic. You have people answering questions. You have no idea their quality of lawyer. You have no idea if they're right. This is just what we're used to doing. This is a different conversation now with creating masterminds within masterminds and having people do these things. So again, you're your general counsel. We started your firm, we give some quick advice. You need to find a way to monetize every single asset. When I started my firm, 2010, I tried 3 cases that year by myself. I brought in my twin brother to help operate the firm, but it almost killed me because I was out there trying to operate this new firm I started, trying these 3 cases away from the office, trying to generate business, and it was terrible. Ask my wife, we're eating ramen, tuna noodles every night because we were trying to survive just to make the office rent and stuff like that. But then I learned something at the end of that year, is I could split fees with other lawyers. I was like, you mean to tell me I brought in Brian Panish to try a case the next year. I was like, you mean I could bring in Brian Panish for 50% of the fee and he's gonna carry all the costs and spend the $200,000 to get this to trial? And I'll get to sit next to him and try the case? We hit that verdict for $9 million and got paid. I was like, holy shit, the client got a way better result than I think I probably could have at that time in my career. Somebody else carried the cost for me, so I was able to use and save that money to reinvest, got an associate, got operations help within the firm, and I learned so much from that trial, and I actually plagiarized the shit out of his PowerPoint, and I still do a lot of the stuff in my closing that he does. He says I owe him a royalty fee, but we'll see about that. I think he's doing well enough. So whenever you're thinking about how you're gonna drum up business, if you're in the personal injury space, I like to think about what we call intermediary referral sources. Who is in your circle that can get you buckets of cases within your specialty? I used to go door to door to chiropractors to say, hey, can we help refer you cases? And if you have cases, can you refer them to us? I used to sit outside where the orthopedic surgeon's on call at Cedars, after the trauma call, where they would go for drinks afterwards. And I'm still good friends with those individuals, and they still send me cases to this day, but that was the hustle. Now it's a lot easier because you could do things a lot more digitally. You can go to LinkedIn, you can start conversations that way. But these are the relationships that you want to build. Because again, people will want to work with you because they like you, right? I know Elisa here is building Sweet James's brand, and she's doing a wonderful job of putting herself out there to have people realize that this isn't a billboard firm, they're a real trial firm to build that brand. And it is important, but it's about personal relationships. Do you have their cell phone, right? Are you able to text them for information and to help? But intermediary things, chiropractors, every lawyer that you went to law school with, they could probably send you cases. When I graduated from Pepperdine in Malibu, I paid somebody $12 an hour to find all of their emails to go on the State Bar website. I got the list, they pulled all their emails, and I just started emailing them and saying, hey, I pay for referral fees, I just started my firm. I still get cases to this day from other lawyers that I went to law school with. Labor lawyers, different things. So this is how you just do different things. Cultural organizations, every time's an opportunity. I still get cases from people that bag our groceries because I just talk to them. Yeah, and I'm wearing a shirt that says I'm a lawyer, trust me, or something stupid, and it starts a conversation. I also built an AI chatbot, which I challenge you all. It has my voice now. I asked it to, well, Jen Gore pinged it to see if my bot knew who she was, and it did. It was very funny. But this is where I'm trying to do mentorship and scale, because what I did is I downloaded all my trial transcripts, all my deposition transcripts, all the shows I've ever done, all the articles I've written, all the books that I've written, and put it into a data set. So this AI bot thinks and talks like I do. Now, what's the thought process with this is if we are able to create, a collective of everybody's great legal minds, these AI chatbots can confer to come up with an answer on strategy. These are things the law books aren't going to teach you, right? How are we going to deal with this issue in trial? How are we going to deal with this witness in deposition? This is how things are working now, and you can see a lot where these AI companies are building data sets off of your own information. So I wanted to do it here, and again, I think I'm going to change this into an actual avatar, because I'd love to do a podcast with myself and my AI chatbot to see how good it is. It is a little mean sometimes, I'll warn you, so somebody's pinging it. Hopefully it's not too mean. Look, we're here at a conference. Go to conferences with intent. When I first went to my legal conference, I just drew out a list of the folks that I wanted to meet, people that I wanted in my mentorship circles, people I wanted to work with. And I created a Facebook thing. I literally had their photo, things that they liked, and I would stare at it on the plane ride or car drive to conferences, and I would force myself in the room to have commonalities with folks. Like this next guy, Gary Dorick, who's, I sought him out to be my mentor, and now he's one of my best friends. And I literally stalked him. I stalked this guy. You can't do it on social anymore. I mean, it's much easier now, but I used to go to everywhere he spoke, and I would fanboy the guy, right? But now he's my good friend, but I made up that I liked shit he liked, whatever, but neither here nor there. But use these things as building block opportunities. If you come to this conference, what are you here for, right? Who do you want to meet? What do you want to learn? Be deliberate about it. If you're just going to come here, I'm just going to go hang by the pool on my company's dime, or this is I just want to hear one person speak. That's not with intent. You should be able to walk out of here, hopefully, with a book of business for you and opportunities for you to send a book of business to somebody else, and for products that are out there that'll make you more efficient. I used to freaking hate the vendor rooms at every conference. It was like the worst for me. You'd walk through people trying to give you free stuff. They're jumping on you. I was like, oh, get me out of here. It's gross. Now it's my favorite part of the conference because the innovation that we're seeing, the people that are coming into the legal space, is something that I have never seen before. And this is new within the past 3 or 4 years. If you go talk to some of these vendors out here, they're legitimately trying to help you win in this space. And I mean everybody to win. There's a lot of folks that are betting a lot of money on the legal industry, and they want to make sure all of us win. So let them help you. Listen, be engaged, because they can also open up a lot of doors. Vendors know a lot of other lawyers because they have a lot of clients. Every one of their clients, we're talking about intermediary referral sources. Your best vendor friends have a million other lawyers that you could probably work with. You should go to every single dinner that they set up. You should support their programs. You should support their charities, because they will be your best friend. So go with intent. Mardi Gras, we have Mardi Gras coming up, but here's another one. We have events, so this is in our community channels. We literally track all the events that people can go to, so they go there with purpose. They knew who's going to be there within their community. So here's the way I like to do it is, people think of this big piece of pie, and some of the worst, most unhappy lawyers that I know try to do everything. Everything. They want to do the intake. They want to control the case. They want to try the case. They take on a lot of stress. They make a lot of money, but then they can't enjoy it because they're overburdened, because they want to eat the whole pie. You know, it's that silly saying, would you rather make 100% of 10 million, or would you rather make 50% of $1 billion? You got to think that way if you're starting your firm, if you're letting it grow. Outsource all the shit you don't want to do, because then you can grow and you get to concentrate on the stuff that you love. When I started my firm, I love being out there. I love bringing in cases. I love talking to my clients, and I like trying cases. That's all I do at my firm now. That's it. I don't do anything after the case is signed. We have a team for that. All the litigation teams do their thing. I'll come and consult on a trial that I'm getting closer to try. I've won in 2 days. I actually got to check my phone because they're trying to settle with the judge right now, but I might be picking a jury tomorrow afternoon. We shall see. But that's what I love to do, and I'm prepared to do that. All the other stuff I outsourced, and it makes me a lot happier, and I end up making more money and have a higher quality of life because I structured it that way. All right, so this is a big one for what we do. Digital networking is what I call it. You should be on the internet every freaking day building relationships. There's no reason not to. A lot of friends or people that I've met here, I've met for the first time, but I feel like I've known them forever because I follow them on social media. I talk to them in DM, and I genuinely enjoy those people's company. But there's no reason why you can't be doing that. Digital networking is different from advertising. I did one thing of advertising ever in my life. My brother and I, after we got that case, Brian Panish, like, I see people doing bus ads. Let's do a bus ad. We didn't have any mentors. Like, yeah, that's cool. We'll put ourselves on buses. So we put my brother on these buses, and we got all these cases that people were calling us. I didn't know what the frick to do with it. It was just like, oh, but these people have all these issues. So we just made a funny social media campaign. We said, if you draw a mustache or deface my brother and tag us in it, we'll give you Angels tickets. And it worked. Like, people started posting and tagging and drawing mustaches on buses, and we probably should have got in trouble for this, but we didn't. But we turned this into spending $100,000 on bus ads. We probably made our money back with people calling, but this lived evergreen, and people still remember when we did that, and we get a lot more referrals because of something funny we did tied to it. So marketing is not advertising, it is different. I'm just gonna show you the automations that I do with the media that I do, how you can easily do this with an iPhone or one video camera, and how we monetize every single thing. So I use one company called Lawbroker. Lawbroker uses essentially ClickFunnels on your website to all go directly into your CRM. So anytime somebody pings any one of our assets, it's gonna autofill into my intake CRM. And from there, I could do one or two things with it. We can push it into the firm if it's a case we want. We can call those people back. Or I can push the case directly into the marketplace attorney share to find the best lawyer for a referral fee. All automated, right? You can do all this without ever having to talk to that prospective client to get it to the home where it needs to go. And for us, I'd rather have these automations in place so that I can spend more time in the courtroom with my clients or at their homes really advocating for them and not on the phone or my team on the phone qualifying a case there's no way we would ever take or handle, right? You gotta think about efficiencies like this. So every time, all my media that I do here, you can see a lot of the Bourbon Approved shows that I do, the Justice Team Network, we have a lot of guests on. I call that evergreen content. If you film something with your camera, that's an opportunity to use it that day, the next day, 60 days from then, 90 days from then, 2 years from now, because you can repurpose that content over and over again. You can put it on TikTok. You can cut it up and put it on Instagram. We do this all day. We have one company that we do 5 to 10 shorts a day on YouTube, and it's not that expensive. We have AI that does that for us on a lot of these, and it's out there. It's continually out there. It's building the brand. I get so many cases from just doing this stuff, just doing filming things, cutting it up and putting it places. Then you can even turn into a digital ad, which are not expensive. And this is how we can compete. I probably spend maybe $2,000 a month on digital ads, targeting other lawyers on Instagram. I'm probably spamming the shit out of all of you right now because I geofenced this conference. So anybody that logs into this Wi-Fi, I fucking got you. I'm gonna retarget you a few times. But that's like a $2,000 spend tops for me to be top of mind of every single person that gets onto Instagram at this conference. Every single person should be doing this, and every single person should let everybody know what they do, what kind of cases they like to take, what area of the world they practice in. Nothing's more infuriating when I go to somebody's, I get a follow or DM, and I go back to their profile, and it's private, it has a picture of like a dog. It's like, it doesn't know, I don't know where they are. It's like, you missed a golden opportunity to market yourself. I would have to like DM them, hey, where do you practice? Georgia. Okay, well, what kind of cases do you do? That should be automatic, because if somebody finds you on Instagram, that's an opportunity, or LinkedIn, or anywhere. That's a client monetization point. So anyway, this all goes directly to the same place for me. If you can see, I put cases on there that I do not do. I don't do tenant issues. I do not do toxic tort. do not do workplace injuries, I do not do medical malpractice, I do not do harassment at work. But I put them on my website. Why? Because I go directly into my CRM that I can then push to the best lawyers that do those and monetize each one of those. I see a lot of law firms and we just do car crash cases. I said, what do you do with all like the oil explosion cases or like the premises cases? Oh, we just don't call those people back. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like you could literally just push it to somebody that does that and make you probably just flush $10 million down the toilet because we just do car crash cases. We like the easy stuff. Yeah, do the easy stuff and outsource all the stuff you don't want to do. That drives me mad. Whatever. So I can log into my system. I can see this is just the past month. Whenever I grabbed this, it's 2023 when we first started this, I had 208 attorney referrals from social media in 1 month from doing this stuff that we signed. Just running shit through here. But if you look at mine, you can see all the stuff I am, where I practice. You go to link to bio, you can send cases directly to me. But I made it easy for people to do that. A lot of people are introverts, and they're like, well, I don't want to put myself out there. Then start a new branded one. Put up a freaking cartoon, like, I don't know. But this is a golden opportunity. If you want to, for you to help people, clients have to be able to find you. They have to be able to want to work with you. Other lawyers have to be able to work with you. So check your humility at the door. Or I could do it for you, but I'll take a piece. Take a piece. So this is AI that I use for our media. This is a show I did with Ray at Even Up out there. And what we do is we drop this short or long-form content into this AI platform called Get Munch, and it thinks for 10 minutes, and it will push out the 10 to 15 what it thinks are the most engaging clips. It'll have the captions on there. It'll have a suggested post for you. It'll even tell you, this is a suggested post for Facebook. This is one for Instagram. This is a subscription fee that's a few $100 a month to be able to do this. We used to take a producer or an editor forever to do these things. So again, I'm taking that content of seeing somebody here doing a quick video with them. I could put it in here. I could take a whole day's where we could take every one of these things that we did here today, drop it into here, and have instant, essentially digital ads that you could run forever using an AI platform. But again, we got to be nimble. We got to be efficient. We're all personal injury lawyers. We get paid perhaps and not per hour, so we got to do shit like this. This is my dad. My dad's an ex-truck driver. He now runs the finances at our firm. So when people call and they ask for Bob, you might get my dad. It's a little different conversation. He still makes the joke that he's Big Bob, and then he always says, well, they call him Little Bob. You know why? It's still his favorite joke. He's been doing it to me since I was a kid. But that's why I have to say Robert sometimes, because if they go to bob@justicesteam.com, you have a 69-year-old ex-trucker typing with one finger some snarky response. But anyway, what I like he did here, the reason I put it up here, is he put his profile, is very funny. He put that he attended Catholic school. He was playing sports, and essentially the nuns were beating him with like rulers. He put this in his write-up. So people look at it and they think it's really funny. Like, this guy's got a sense of humor. But you could see that little face over there. You see that face? That's me. That's my chatbot. Not my AI chatbot, but that bot is anywhere on my website. These things are not expensive to do. There's a chat with anybody that comes on. They like my dad's profile. Now I start pinging them. Everything that chatbot is talking to me about is being auto-qualified. It's going directly into our CRM. Again, these are back-end systems. They're not expensive or complicated to do. You can reach out to folks to help set it up for you. But everybody that goes to your website should have the opportunity to find you easily, and for you to be able to save that data. And if you get more sophisticated, you could retarget everybody that comes to your website or turn them into digital ads. So this is what we do. I just took a screenshot of an ad preview we do. Facebook and Meta owns both Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp, by the way. So if you're sending messages on WhatsApp, my wife tricked me the other day. I did a story about this, but she does photo dumps to me, like, oh, us with the kids, we're doing fun stuff. And she slipped in like this Louis Vuitton purse. That was a Chanel purse with all these like 20 photos. And I just save the photos. I don't think anything of it, but she sends it to me on WhatsApp. But what does WhatsApp do? It whispers back to Instagram, because I got targeted with that fucking purse for the next week. Found out that's a secret skill that you could deploy. But anyway, I run digital ads just like this, probably spamming you with them, not expensive to do. Just with this evergreen media that I did that's not expensive to do. You're not paying these millions of dollars a month on case acquisitions. You're paying a few $100, maybe a couple $1,000 to do these things to compete in today's market by building your brand. Why not? This is who we use for YouTube, Eric Galera, media.com. He's doing 5 to 10 shorts a day. And you can see the uptick that we get just posting on YouTube constantly to be top of mind. Some views get a few hundred, some get tens of thousands. We've had ones that get millions of views. It's hit or miss, but guess what? It works. If you get one case from doing that per month, one case per month, you've paid for it. you're paying $5,000 a month for this, and you get one case, you paid for it. Imagine getting 40, 50, 100 cases from doing it. The ROI is there and it's massive. So this is one thing that we do. I call them all sales funnels because these all funnel to the same place. Anybody that clicks on any one of these shorts or any of our long form content, it's all going to the back end same place, which we can then monetize and then retarget. And also, I love this shit. I love, like, I filmed 3 bourbon episodes yesterday, or 5. We did 5. Shit, it was a lot of drinking. But I like to sit down and learn about folks. That's like, I usually interview to like get into their mind or understand how I can work with those folks. I started just doing interviews of people I wanted to learn from. I think you should be of the same mindset. So this is a few folks that I work with here, and why I put them up here is because 1, I know they're at this conference. I know they're at this conference. 2, I push cases directly to these folks in their geographic areas because I think they are the best at what they do. It's all automated, it's all tracked now. I mean, there's Alex is in Indiana, Ilya's here in Arizona, Austin Kurtz, Brian Riley in Arizona. Mitry's everywhere. Where the fuck is Mitry? The dude's in Alabama, but everywhere, like planet Earth. Jen, I have cases that go directly to her or top of her waterfall in Georgia. Of course, Matt Dolman is also everywhere. He's right there. I see him through the fog. But he's in Florida, but he's here today. But any mass tort case, I just push directly to Matt to figure out what he thinks about it. And that's how we do it, and vice versa. But this stuff here, that AI chatbot that I have, people engage our Facebook ad. This is all just AI qualifying a case. I'm not touching it yet. Somebody's engaging our chatbot. This is all getting auto-filled into my CRM. And then I decide, is this a case we want to qualify more to sign, or is it something that we don't? They're now coming out with, and I've seen it, companies like this, there's now AI voice. So you can have an AI that sounds like you, talk to the client to qualify a case, and it's smart, it learns, it knows how to engage to get the right answers. What's your date of your crash? Where was it? Are you injured? To get all this information, and then you could live transfer. But it doesn't waste your time with saying no to a case that you're never gonna explore, right? And that's where a lot of people are doing this. A lot of people are taking those AI chatbots or those AI voice recognitions and literally sliding into your voicemail. Imagine a world where you can just update your clients all the time with your voice, right? This exists. How are you doing? Sorry we missed you. How are you feeling today? What kind of customer satisfaction are you gonna have at the end of that case when it's like, my lawyer called me every single week, right? It's pretty powerful stuff, but that's out there, and you just have to learn, put yourself in the room, and figure it out. But anyways, yeah, this also syncs directly with case management software. This will automatically push cases into there. A lot of these things are all working that way. They sync with all the big case management platforms. And I'm gonna show you, I actually recorded this video. Somebody pinged our website. It was a civil rights case. And within 5 or 10 minutes, I was able to get that case to a civil rights lawyer and monetize a referral fee off of it.
So I'll take a quick minute to show everybody how easy it is to take this form fill from my website to get it to the specialist that needs to go to. It auto-populates into my Clio Grow. This goes directly to
white out the client's information, but you can see it.
In the client's name and information. I get to click the fee percentage I want, send it to the marketplace to see if anybody's interested in the civil rights case. Pops up on the marketplace. Here it is here with some stuff, out. I put 10% because I think it's fair for a civil rights case that I do not do, but I find a specialist that I know within there, David Gamble. He's at Justice HQ and he's a star. I get a text saying, hey, it's on the marketplace. And within 5 minutes, this auto form fill out from my website got matched with David Gamble on a case I would have never otherwise took because it's not my specialty. Got it to the best lawyer for that case and still monetize that fee. And it's all saved right there in attorney share for me. So that's it. That's the mission, to get the best cases to the best lawyer. Sometimes it's you, sometimes it's not, but monetize it.
But this is something I just want to show how easy it is to take anybody that contacts you to monetize that opportunity. A lot of times it could be you. That could be the reason they're reaching out specifically for you to work on their case. A lot of times it's like, no, let me find you the best partner for it. Now this is all automated, easy to do, a lot easier than it used to be, where, hey, can you text me? I get so many texts. I need a lawyer that does this in New York. Let me check my Rolodex, right? Now this is all done for you. This is why I call this the you've got, instead of mail, you've got money, because you just have this flow. I call this like the water cycle here is once you start investing in these systems, all of a sudden you're keeping some inbound, some outbound referrals, you're building your brand, and then the circle, the wave hits. Because after you start your PI practice, it takes about 18 months to 2 years for it to start to pick up, because that's a life cycle of a case. But then once, there's no bigger ROI, better than real estate, better than any investment, is in you and your firm. Because the more money and time you put into it, it's massive. I mean, there wouldn't be so much money pouring into our space if they didn't know how good our practice areas are. They know that. We know that. So invest in you. Invest in some little light systems, and all of a sudden this turns into these. We get checks constantly from cases we referred out that we forgot about. Like our firm sent out $20 million ourselves in referral fees to other firms last year because we put ourselves in the rooms, we put ourselves in these circles. And shit, I think it's probably even a higher quality of life to be a referral lawyer, right? If you can just match make people all day, that's the best, in my opinion. Just network and hang out and find the best. Again, find your Messi or your Taylor Swift, and that's all I got. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.